Before we begin, D&D players are really good at getting laid for some reason. Yeah, I know that came out of nowhere, and I'm just as surprised considering the stereotypes, but that was always a trick to keep all the baddies for ourselves. You'll want to stay well groomed for when it's eventually your time to shine, so Manscaped and their 5.0 Ultra Performance Package may be the tools for you. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra comes with 2 swappable blades for a curated cut. Their Skin Safe Trimmer Blade is for precision, and Skin Safe Foil Blade is for a close, clean shave. The trimmer's travel lock also keeps it turned off while in baggage, LED light makes catching every hair quick and easy, and it's waterproof to handle all the adventures you'll need it for. You'll also get the Weed Whacker 2.0, helping cut through nose hair like nobody's business, Crop Soother to calm your skin after the job's done, and Preserver to lock in that all-day freshness. Then end things off by sliding into their Boxers 2.0, made to perfectly carry your cargo, and keep everything organized with their spacious Shed 2.0 travel bag. Use code BLAINE for 20% off with free shipping at checkout over at manscaped.com. Check them out using the link down below, and let's get right into the video. So D&D's rules are getting stale, and you want to add some custom flair to the game. Or heck, maybe you love everything about it and just want to play as an anime girl or something, which, knowing my audience, is probably true. Basically every D&D creator you know is incredible at writing homebrew. Some of Pointy Hat's best videos have him remixing classes and monsters together. Dingo Doodles and Felix recreated their entire campaign, and this Blaine Simple guy made exactly what you'd expect from every modder who finds a Steam workshop. Yeah, anime girls, woohoo, Toho, let's go! I've written over 160 pages of homebrew over the last 4 years, and it's weird because I like writing content for D&D more than I do playing or talking about it on YouTube nowadays. Everything's been discussed to death on this platform, and custom content has always been the way to keep things fresh without relying on Wizards of the Coast and their unfinished pies of official content. So if you want to learn how to start from the pros, I got you. Grab a pencil, a typewriter, or, I don't know, a restaurant napkin. You know you can use Google Docs on your phone, right? We're not cavemen, we have technology! Step 1 is to find out what category of thing you want to make. In D&D, there's tons of things we can make stuff out of, so we'd be smart to pick a category and go from there. Do we want to make a magic item? How about a monster? We making a new subclass, or maybe a race? Species. If you don't have any ideas off the bat, turning everything into a roulette wheel tends to help. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Alright, monster it is. There's a bunch of different generic creature types we can pick from, so don't think about anything else and just pick one, or at random if you have to. By the end of this video, I'm gonna drill into your mind that getting something, anything on your paper is better than coming up with your entire idea first. You can polish it later, but ideas bring more ideas, so we want to jumpstart that process as soon as possible. If you're just staring at a blank piece of paper, waiting for something to jump out at you, you're doing something wrong. Break the dam and just let it flow. For all of you trying to make monsters that already exist in media, just take an educated guess. QB, Celestial, Dio, Undead, Flowey, Plant, Donkey Kong, Beast, you get the idea. I'm gonna spin the wheel again, and Dragon! Alright, we're making a dragon monster stat block later, cool. Now if this was for subclasses, we'd pick a base class first. Each has iconic gimmicks like clerics being religious, wizards being lore junkies, and barbarians being raging lunatics. Again, if there's no ideas up there in that head of yours, just pick one at random, but if you have a character in mind, then compare them with different classes to see which would match the best. Among Us Imposter. In the game, they're really sneaky and do surprise attacks on other people, so Rogue fits the bill. Now, what do imposters do that's uniquely different from rogues that we could turn into a subclass ability? Well, they vent, so maybe a way to teleport to set locations. Come up with a few more, make stronger abilities as you level up, and there we have it. With magic weapons, just think of a superpower and a weapon, combine them and you're done. A teleporting axe, an invisible dagger, a flying sword. And now that we have a semblance of a thought for what we want to make our homebrew, let's talk about the one thing everyone's afraid to do. Copying similar official D&D things and pasting it into our project. If you're gonna make D&D homebrew, you need to write and balance it like Wizards of the Coast does. And to do that, you need a very solid baseline for how things are already done. There's a reason writers good at designing rules get paid nearly twice the amount that normal writers do. It's a very particular skill set that requires a lot, and I mean a lot of intimacy with the source material to understand. But yeah, I want to make a dragon, and this adult black dragon stat block seems like a good place to start. It's about the same strength I want for my own, so copy and paste all the details and we're good to go. Obviously can't leave it like that though, so let's finally make actual homebrew in this video. What signature feature will this monster have that puts it apart from the others? Since black dragons have a breath weapon, and this trait is super common to see changed between dragons, I'd say ours should have a unique one too. This is pretty controversial, but I like remixing spells into abilities for monsters and items. Ever seen a black dragon open its mouth and breathe what's basically the insect plague spell? Me neither, and that's terrifying, but I kinda want to now. We'll buff the damage a bit to be like half as strong as the acid breath, be shot out as a cone, and let the insects linger around after every shot. Voila! A homebrew dragon. Homebrew isn't always about stats and abilities though, sometimes just coming up with new lore and visuals is all you need. Like, if we were making snow wolves, do I really need to design a new stat block when I can just use the wolf one and make them look and act different? Okay, so we know how to make basic homebrew now, but something I can't teach you in making incredible brews is learning every rule in this godforsaken game. How are you gonna design monsters that frighten players if you don't know what the frightened condition is? What's a temporary hit point? Do they stack? Your brews will get exponentially better with your knowledge on the game, so study up and see for yourself. Knowing all the rules is also important for when you start coming up with never before seen mechanics. Want to make a taunting system? Or how about a way to charge up and unleash ultimate moves? You'll feel stupid accidentally creating a one-to-one version of something that's already in the game, and you definitely don't want it to feel lame, forgettable, overpowered, or anything like that. Once you've studied up on D&D 101, you'll be able to zoom out and analyze what the game's missing and how you want to provide it. Speaking of studying, take your language classes in school seriously. You honestly can't expect to make legible content for this game with a 4th grader's grasp on English. If I learned anything while reviewing Homebrew D&D Race's last video, it's that some of you all have abysmal grammar and sentence structuring skills. Spell words correctly, avoid run-on sentences, and keep the style consistent, because even one spelling mistake is gonna ruin the whole feel of your brew. Speaking of feels, aesthetics are also important. You don't want to just make stuff that plays good, but also looks good. There's this incredible free website called the Homebrewery that lets anyone with an internet connection design super official looking homebrew, and when I was too poor to afford Adobe products, this was my safe space. Some people might say that only text and balancing matters when it comes to homebrew, but the vibes evoked from a well-designed page of content gets people way more hyped to use what you made. I swear, it makes your creations all the more fun to play with, therefore making them better. Once you have your brew all nice and designed, the final step is to get other people to look over it for you. Rose-tinted glasses will always screw with your judgment, and even I have a team of people with all sorts of different levels of experience with D&D look over my stuff and offer feedback. Maybe one of them remembers a niche rule that would interfere with what I made. Maybe I gave my new explosive spell a range of self. Either way, the more people you let take a peek and offer feedback, the better the brew will become. Take the criticism like a champ and use the suggestions as an excuse to dive deeper into the rules. You'll come out a better designer every time. With good formatting, knowing the rules, settling on ideas, and getting a language degree, it should be way easier for you all now to design things that aren't utter garbage. If you want to check out my own homebrew for inspiration, or even to give a little back for the advice, I post monthly brews on Patreon. It's all anime themed though, but it's tasteful though, guys. I'm not a gooner. Let me know about your own cursed homebrews in the comments too, so I can gauge just how talented you all are. Not expecting much, but maybe some of you can impress me. Thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring. You can also check him out down below, and I'll see you all in the next video.